10 most fun and interesting facts about Angola and the Angolan people. We decided to make a follow-up video about 10 interesting facts about Angola and the Angolan people. Again, these are things that to the foreigner may seem interesting, weird, or simply funny. Welcome to Njoka TV's Top 10. In this video series on the Njoka TV YouTube channel, we bring to you exciting information about Africa and the world at large. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and also turn on notification so you don't miss any of our videos. Without any waste of more time, here are the 10 most fun, interesting facts about Angola and the Angolan people. Number 1, overtaking. In Angola, the steering wheel is on the left and you drive on the right. Not weird or interesting, we know, but bear with us. Except when you have 2 or more lanes, then you drive on the left lane and overtake through the right. This is obviously not the formal rule, but it's how everyone actually drives, and I have never seen anyone being pulled over by the police for this. It's actually funny to see newcomers trying to drive on the right lane and being frustrated that everyone else is driving wrong, only to give in after a few days and doing like everybody else. Number 2, some buildings are more than meets the eye. Buildings aren't always what they look from the outside. Luanda only has 2 kinds of buildings: the new shiny and designed buildings like the new headquarters of Total and Synagogue, and the really old war survival buildings. These buildings suffered from the time going by, the civil war, and the complete lack of maintenance, at least on the outside and common areas. When you look at these buildings, you think there is no way I'm going to live in there. How can they charge $3,000 for this? There is no way I'm even getting in there to check it out. The interesting part is that sometimes if you get past this, you would see that in the inside, the apartment is as new, completely restored by the owners, and usually very stylish furniture and the latest TVs, sound systems, fridges, and so on. Number 3, weather. There are only 2 seasons in the year, summer and Kasimbo. Kasimbo is more or less like winter, slightly colder and gray. You can't see the sun. It's the dry season because it doesn't rain. It starts from May to August. In this period, there occurs often an intense fog, also called Kasimba, which gives the name of the season. Summer is very hot and humid. Usually, it rains in summer, and when it rains, it's tropical storm. Number 4, waiters. In Luanda, there are fantastic restaurants where you can eat very well, usually having to pay way too much. But no matter how expensive or good the restaurant is, there is one thing that is similar in all of them. The service is so slow, it can be exasperating. The waiting staff seems to take so much time to meet any of your requests, whether it is the drink, the starters, dessert, or coffee, or even the bill. But there is one exception. There is one thing that barely every waiter is really fast: removing your plate from the table, sometimes so fast that you barely have finished eating. More than once, we and our friends have asked the waiter to not remove the plate because we hadn't finished eating. Number 5, names. Angolans have the unusual customs of liking weird and complicated names. Sometimes it looks like a competition of who can create the most difficult or unique name. Some people seem to overcomplicate the name by adding letters or substituting the usual letter by another, C for K or I for Y. Example, a girl named Katia would be Katia or even Katiana. There are even people who name their children with the beginning of the mother's name and the end of the father, and vice versa. Number 6, breakfast. In Angola, the breakfast is truly the most important meal in the day. Forget about everything you read about healthy eat and great breakfast. After a few years here, I'm still amazed both by the huge portion that the Angolan eats for the breakfast and by the kind of food they eat. While I'm used to having coffee, milk or tea, eat bread or cheese, even eat a yogurt or scrambled eggs. Every day, we see Angolans have a full meal with beef or fish sided with beans and funge. Number 7, transit/traffic jam. If there is one thing that no one will ever miss about it's traffic. The city of that was planned to have 600,000 people, nowadays has 6 million. So you can imagine what happened. There are so many cars, so many taxi vans that you just cannot drive inside the city without traffic. The 6 million people don't live in downtown, but most of them work there. So the morning and evening commute is insane. If you live in the suburbs, you have 2 solutions. You put up with between 1:30 and 3 every morning or every night, or you wake up early. And when you say early, we mean 4 to 5 a.m. and only gets marginal but still traffic. As we usually say, a true city that never sleeps. There is always traffic. Finally, there are those weird jams that no one understands. We once took roughly 3 hours to make 300 meters. I just couldn't move. There were cars everywhere. We were literally trapped. Good old times. Number 8, children in Angola. In Angolan culture, the most of the African cultures, having children defines the social status of a person. An Angolan man isn't really a man if he isn't able to have kids. His masculinity is measured by the number of children he has. On the other hand, a woman needs to have children to feel fulfilled and to please her husband. The more, the better. I admit it took me a while to understand how important this is to them. I really thought it was a generalization, or in other words, a biased prejudice from foreigners. The fertility rate is decreasing in the last years, but it's still one of the biggest in the world. Each woman has an average of 6 births. Number 9, religions in Angola. There are 2 things that I really avoid discussing in Angola: politics and religion, especially in the workplace. I kind of make these topics a taboo and make sure that is avoided. I will only make an exception just to note how many religions, churches, sects, and cults there are in Angola. As per Wikipedia, there are over 1,000 religions in Angola. I have met Baptists, Methodists, Congregational, Adventists, Pentecostals, Jehovah's Witnesses, Neo-Pentecostals, IURD, who came from Brazil, Muslims, etc. It's much a huge pot of different beliefs, and we are excluding from this the African ones. But we have to be honest, I haven't really met Angolans that truly believe in these religions, although they may know and use some rites. Number 10. Money management. Okay, you may think of this as a prejudice and generalization, but after more than 2 years in Angola and working daily for 5 years with Angolans, most of the Angolans have huge problems with saving money. This has been told to me many times by Angolans themselves. At first, I couldn't understand. If you know what you should save, why don't you? Then after several explanations over time from different people, I understood. Most of the times, it's not that they can't or don't want to. There is just too much pressure from the family they help out. It's expected that the leader of the family provides for all the family, even distant relatives. I had a close co-worker telling me that she preferred to ask for a loan to buy a car than to save for a year and to buy it cheaper, just because she knows she wouldn't be able to save if she didn't have the bank obligation. She would give in to the peers and family pressure. I have had suppliers not wanting to be paid because they preferred to be paid later to save easier. These were the most interesting facts about Angola that we gathered while living and working in Angola. If you want to know more about Angola, please contact us or leave us a comment down at the comment section, and I will not hesitate attending to you. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave us a thumbs up, and also do not forget to subscribe and turn on notification so you don't miss any of our exciting videos. Thanks for watching, and see you in our next video.